Hi guys, MrRoflWaffles here, bringing you another no-nonsense news update for Cold War Zombies. Today, we're going to be discussing a lot more detail about Outbreak and the new skills in zombies and all sorts of stuff, but first, here is a really cool trick shared by Reddit user Oreo368088. If you're playing Firebase Z and you buy Ray K ammo, normally, you'll just end up with 5300. But if you switch to your alt fire, you can get 5350 and get basically an extra 50 ammo in reserve for free. It's a pretty big deal seeing as ammo is so expensive once you triple pack, so I think this is an awesome tip. Oreo, thank you so much for sharing this with the community. I also have awesome news for you guys if you've got friends that don't own Cold War. There's going to be a free access week which is going to get you access to a bunch of stuff in MP and to all of Outbreak from February 25th at 10 a.m. Pacific time to March 4th at 10 a.m. Pacific time. It's a great opportunity to get some zombies games in with your friends, and you can also do things like play Apocalypse 24/7, a gun game, and more stuff as well. Now then, Outbreak. Let's start off maybe considering some of the story implications. So we knew from Firebase Z that we were going to be heading to the Ural Mountains because of the end cutscene, and from loads of hints on the map itself as well, that the Ural Mountains outbreak zone was the biggest on the planet, and this is now confirmed. The idea of why we're going there in the first place is not just because it's a big outbreak zone though, it's also because Requiem, who we are fighting for, have realized that they have fallen behind in the kind of Cold War arms race that's going on with this new Ethereum-powered technology. The Omega Group findings from D-Machine and from Firebase Z have propelled them far ahead of what Requiem have been capable of engineering themselves so far, and as such, they've realized that they need to make some riskier moves in order to try and claw back some of their lost ground, and that's why there's lots of Russian kind of machinery and buildings and things like that in Outbreak that we're going to be fighting against, including the Panzer, by the way, and that's also why there are all these objectives that require us to harvest Ethereum, because a kind of tangential bonus of doing all of this is that we can use these things to propel Ethereum back over, I guess, the sea to the United States, where it can be used for further research purposes. So with that said, let's now talk gameplay, starting with the phase. This is essentially the Storm from a Battle Royale, except it's going to lock off certain areas, but then later could unlock those same areas as well. So it's not purely going to work as a circle that closes in on you, but rather it's going to move around, enclosing on you, don't get me wrong, but also locking areas and then unlocking them just to kind of keep you from playing it the exact same way every single time. To encourage you even more in that direction, you can take as much time as you want to kind of explore the area and search for rewards like loot chests, or encountering random events, or activating a trial computer. All sorts of different objectives are going to be marked around the map, and you're going to be able to go and do whichever ones you choose, but there will then also be a main objective which will be marked with a little star on the minimap, and that just indicates where the primary objective is, but you can go do the other stuff if you feel like it, of course. There are also jump pads like we saw in the new trailer, and we heard about a little previously. It's going to cost you 500 essence, and you can use those to jump into the air, and it will also give you an opportunity to then parachute and collect essence containers during the descent, which will be in the air, and that will earn you back the cost of having made the jump in the first place, and then also give you a bonus for being able to complete it. If you want to progress though, you will, I believe, need to go to the main experiment site and do that main experiment, whichever one it's given you in that particular run, and if you fail that experiment, your run is over. However, if you succeed, you'll then have a beacon marked on your map, which you will need to get to. Now, again, you can get there in any way that you choose. It's not a linear path, but once you get there and you activate it, you'll have a pack-a-punch machine spawn in, as well as a crafting table and an arsenal or armor station for you to get armor, and a Wonder Fizz as well. It's going to encourage you to spend your resources that you've built up at these stations before you make the next choice of either exfilling or taking a trip through a dimensional portal into the next map. So this is going to work as a playlist kind of thing, where basically you can hop or warp from the current map that you're in into the next map and face even deadlier threats there, but also greater rewards. It doesn't just happen once. If you then go to that next area and you complete your objective, go to the beacon, and then warp out once more, you'll also get even more rewards in the next trip, but things will be more dangerous. So in the past, we've always tracked our progress in zombies with the rounds number, whereas now we're probably going to be tracking this kind of, at least, with the warps number, kind of similar to how in Onslaught you track track the number of, I can't even remember what they're called, gauntlets or bubbles? I don't know, I've hardly played the mode to be honest, because I just didn't find it fun, but that kind of introduced a new system for tracking progress through your game or through your runs, and it seems like we're seeing a new system here as well. It isn't the end of the world though if you go to another location and then you die trying to do that next objective, because no matter what decision you make, exfilling or warping, your rewards are saved for every objective completed. It's a really neat solution to the sort of problem of ending your game in zombies that's always been a little weird for a long time now, and so I'm really happy about this. And it should also mean that things are kind of constantly allowing you to take the time you want, while also encouraging you to keep changing objective, keep changing location, just so it sort of stays fresh in your mind. There are quite a few different types of objective as well. So, for example, one of them is defend, where there's a little rover thing. You need to capture a specimen, put it in the rover, and then while it uploads data to, I guess, Requiem, you need to defend it. Another is escort, where the rover moves around the map and you need to make sure that it gets to its destination, which is a kind of portal thing, and it will then like teleport out. That's another possibility. Another is retrieve. Basically, there are some Ethereum canisters that will be somewhere around the map. You have to get those and then bring them to a rocket in order to blast them off and send them back to Requiem HQ. But the canisters are really heavy. It's like carrying Sergi's head. You can't use your weapons or anything. And so Treyarch have made it so that holding the canister replaces your field upgrade with a more powerful one, which essentially emits a big burst of damage, kind of killing stuff that's nearby you and also knocking stuff back. So your teammates should have a little more time to kind of keep you defended. Eliminate is another objective where you basically get marked on the map a certain location where a high value target, in this case an elite zombie, will be. You go there, it will then spawn the elite in, and once you take the elite down, it will mark another high value target on the map, and you'll have to basically repeat the process. And this one's interesting because the horde of zombies around you will reset once you take the elite down, so you kind of have a little bit of a push-pull decision to make here, where you could just try and beam the elite down, but then you're going to have the maximum number of zombies streaming in to try and take you down, whereas if you take down the elite, all those zombies disappear for a minute, and so you're going to be able to move on much more easily in that sense. Holdout is another objective, and this actually sounds really cool because you basically go to a dark ether crystal that's on the map somewhere, and it will put you in the dark ether when you activate this little event, and you'll then obviously have to survive a lockdown. But it kind of sounds like they might here be going for something a little closer to the classic zombies experience, where they want you to feel like you need to rebuild barriers in order to survive and really be kind of bunkered up while it's happening. So maybe a similar feeling to what you guys might have got from the Grod Crovy lockdown step. I certainly hope that they can re-invoke that same energy in this, because I thought that step was really cool. So fingers crossed this one ends up living up to expectations. There are also going to be new objectives added as the season goes on by the sounds of it, which is exciting. And this is all well and good, like lots of different objectives. What rewards are we getting? Well, it's going to be the new Ethereum crystal types, which are refined Ethereum crystals and flawless Ethereum crystals. And these will also be earnable in regular zombies. They have confirmed that you can get it in round-based zombies experiences following the start of season 2, as well as rewards from playing Outbreak. But if you do play Outbreak, you'll gather the refined crystals as you go, and then if you carry out more extensive research during a single Outbreak infiltration, you'll then get more access to the flawless Ethereum crystals. Refined, the medium tier, are the ones that you use to get tier 4 upgrades for your skill trees, and flawless crystals are the ones you use for tier 5. Okay, so that's kind of the general flow of Outbreak. One of the things that we saw for the first time today was the new Avogadro-like monster thingamabob that is basically built out of Ethereum crystals. And this is a funny one because I said in my video just yesterday or the day before, I had a feeling that there was going to be an unannounced enemy type that we were going to be surprised by beyond just the Panzer, and voila. I mean, I was spot on, nail on head with this one, and I'm hopeful that that's going to basically give us an opportunity to get bonus rewards so that you can do your objectives, but then maybe you can also take those things down in order to just get an extra little trickle of Ethereum as you play. It may also mean that in the next DLC map, which is probably going to be East Germany, we're going to Berlin, there may be a massive kind of dark ether crystal infestation type thing there, and those new enemy types therefore could be present. There will no doubt be more news about this in the coming days and weeks, so if you're interested in seeing that info on my channel, then you should subscribe, because you'll miss out otherwise. So that little waffle on your screen right now, you can click that little waffle, and then there'll be a little button to subscribe, and you can click it. All right? See you in the next video, guys. Bye for now.